It's time to go. I got the classic sun in my eyes. It's the best time for me to record, guys. I really I don't make the rules. Rapid chess is going to be fun. It's going to be good for the heart, good for the bird. Yeah, my blitz rating has taken a dive, but this rating is just continuing to climb. So it's good. It's good news. Playing f4. Let's get the okay, that is maybe the worst move you can play against the bird because this does literally nothing. Bird is a dark square strategy opening, right? We're fighting for the dark squares, so there's no need for him to reinforce the light squares like this. Um, Normally we would play e3, but because he's wasted a move on c6, I'm considering d3. Yeah, we're gonna take it up a notch actually, because the thing is c6 is just such a useless move in these positions. We could definitely go for the Leningrad. No, let's stick to our normal repertoire. We're gonna stick to e3. We'll do some other stuff later, but for now, no. At some point, I want to mix the Leningrad bird into this channel, but it's just it's not the right time and it's not the right place. It's not the right season. All right, I got smoked by Naroditsky yesterday by doing this incorrectly. Um, we should be a little careful. He's gonna throw in a check. This is a bit annoying. I want to play d3, but he throws in a check. We play knight d2 because of course we don't want to play c3 and block our bishop. d3 check, knight d2. Yeah, that's a little annoying actually. We could definitely play g4, but knight e4. All right, I'm gonna go for that. Maybe I just haven't learned my lesson, but in the position with Naroditsky, he'd already gotten e5 in, and that actually makes a significant difference in how chaotic things are gonna get after knight e4. For instance, like here, if knight e4, h4, and if I play d3 and he hits me with a check, if I play king e2, he doesn't have a pawn ready to come to break on f4, and so because of that, I don't think it's nearly as bad as that position that I got against Naroditsky. We're gonna check in the analysis though. Don't you guys worry. Analysis will be analyzed. All right, what is that about? Just push him out first? I have no idea what this move is about. I guess he's trying to develop his bishop. He's gonna throw the check in. I might as well. I would pre-move king e2, but that would be a little silly. I'd feel very silly if he doesn't end up throwing the check in. Yeah, it's time to go. Okay, he throws a different type of check in, but we go king e2. Importantly, the knight is covering this square. He does not have any type of checkmate. He's gonna have to move his knight back, and then we can make some progress. I think this is a worse check, honestly, because it's at least with the bishop getting out, the bishop might have been sort of useful. The queen is not going to do anything over here, and now the knight is going to be in the way of the bishop. A3, yeah, I'm playing for b4. What is this move? What is that? What is this man up to? What is bro doing? What is bro doing with that? Okay, can't I play c4? Takes, b takes. What's the deal? What is bro doing? I'm so confused. Okay, well, c4 takes. I mean, should I? I guess his trick is that if knight d2, he's going to play knight c3. If I play b4, then he could start opening up the queen side, which I'm not completely happy about. Let's play c4. Because the idea is I am weakening some squares with this, but at the same time, if he does try to weaken some squares, he'll be ceding a really important central pawn. And especially like if he gives up this pawn, my bishops are going to seriously gain in strength now. Yeah, we'll take here. His knight has to go back somewhere silly, and then I'm going to play knight d2, bishop g2, and shift the rooks over. I'm going to have a bit of a weakness here on d3 now because I've opened the d file. But I think it's okay. I don't think it's a problem. The only thing I know is it's time to go. All right, here, just play knight d2. What is this guy on about? Yeah, actually, I think my position is very good here because it looks a little weird, but his knights are awful. There are a lot of lights going on in this. Okay, bro castled queenside. This place gets insanely light during the day. Really nice external light in this apartment. All right, here, I mean, what am I going to do? Bishop g2, knight c5? Is knight c5 a problem? I just played d4. Yeah, that's the really nice thing. He doesn't have any pawns digging into the center, so actually after knight c5, I can just play d4 without issue. Yeah, he's going to have to be on the lookout. I'm going to play rook b1 and just try to sacrifice there. If we can get that sacrifice to work, it's the end of the game. It's time to go. All right, he's clearly playing for e5, but if e5, I always have f5. That's not a big deal. Something we should be on the lookout for, the king is open in the center, so we do need to be a little careful about this. He could play e5, f5, and then throw the pawn into the woodworks, just to clear a lot of diagonals. I'm not sure that that's going to be enough, though. I think, yeah, well, okay, so this is an interesting question. Which rook should I bring to b1? I think I would really prefer to be able to bring this rook to d1 if possible. So let's move this rook here. Yeah, to the point that I was making e5, f5, e4, and knight e4, that does look like my king is getting in a bit more trouble. But the thing is that at the end of the day, it's the end of the day. And what I mean by that is we still have ideas of taking and taking here. I don't think he's gonna mount an attack that soon. Like e4, knight takes, he plays knight e5. Well, no, if he plays knight e5, I can just take. Okay, well, he goes there. Can't I play knight e4 here? We need to make sure, yeah, we gotta watch out, right? Knight d3, knight d3 could be serious. Let's play knight e4. I like knight e4 a lot. Probably he should try to take. Yeah, this is honestly getting complicated. This is getting frisky. Frisky is the perfect word for this. This position is getting very frisky. He takes, I take. He should bring this knight around to a6. That's actually a mess. I would have thought I was better there, but maybe that's just a mess. That's a complete mess. I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, I play these rapid games. I learned quite a lot from them. I learned to never get frisky in the Cabbage Patch. Knight a4, that's a mistake. This bishop doesn't really matter. He needed to undermine the control of the blockade on the light squares. Oh, wait, should I take? No, I don't want to take. There's no point in opening up the diagonal just yet. Or not the diagonal, the file. f6 also doesn't make sense because I'm giving his knight the e6 square for the moment. Let's play bishop a1. Yeah, what is he going to do? I mean, the thing I love about this knight here, I'm covering this. He's never going to have any type of checkmate now. There's not a ghost of a trick. If he wants, he can take the pawn on a3. That's his choice. Okay, we'll play rook b3 here. That's my choice. And yeah, if he plays knight c5, I even have bishop c3. I think that should be winning. I'm full of energy. I had 8 hours sleep for the first time in a very long time. It feels great. It feels great to have a normal amount of sleep. All right, I think okay, so look at this. Bishop c3, queen a4, knight c5, bishop c5, rook b7, king b7. Oh, I can't play queen c6 because the queen. Oh, rats. That's close to working. That's very close to working. But wait, actually, what am I talking about? Bishop c3 here. I just trade, he takes, and then I play rook b1. That's a fantastic position. I have enormous pressure on b6. Yeah, we'll go for that. Bishop c3. All right. Queen a6. Okay. Yeah, what do we do here? We could take. Well, now actually, yeah, if his queen is not attacking my rook, it's even simpler. Let's just play rook a1. Queen is straight trapped. Bro has to try e4 now. Bro's got to play e4 to just try to create some panic in the Dragon's Den. Yeah, e4 queen takes rook e8. That's a little tricky. Bro has to try e4. Literally the only move on the board here. e4 queen takes rook e8. I'll play queen f4. He takes on e3. I take. He takes. I think I can just take there, and his queen is still trapped. He gets another check, sure, but that's about it. He gets the check. I play king d2, and he's out of checks. Nothing to worry about. All right. Call me Nostradamus. Call me Birdstradamus. Yeah, I'm starting to think that my mood is tied to me getting like a normal amount of sleep. Yeah, I have yet to release a few videos, but there's one date at 2950 that gets pretty dark. Like I'm just in a very depressed mood. The chess is actually still surprisingly good. The chess gets very interesting, but yeah, like if I wake up on 8 hours sleep, Yeah, this is it feels good. Feels good to be alive. Top of the morning to you. All right. Yeah, I'll just take. We talked about this. Yeah, he can take whatever he wants. He's gonna run out. He's gonna run out of things to do quite soon. This queen is still trapped here. Last I checked. He could take here even. That doesn't do anything. I just take with the king. His queen is still trapped. All right. I think he could definitely hit the resign button now. Not much left to be played. He'll play knight c5 and I'll play rook a3. Gonna play d4 soon enough. Knight d7, I'll play c5. Yeah, knight is completely trapped here. A really simple way to win here. That's interesting. It doesn't really do anything, though. This guy's fighting valiantly. It's just not going to be enough, though. He's still down too much material. All right, let's play king f4. He could play rook e2. I'll just play bishop e4. Yeah, that does literally nothing. All right, f6. Going to put the bishop on h3. I don't want to give away this pawn, though. Yeah, let's play f7 here. Bishop protects. And play bishop h3 next to take. This looks good. I mean, like, yeah, that's the game. Chess is the gymnasium of the mind. That's an awesome quote. Blaise Pascal, that's the philosopher who had Pascal's wager, right? I have to read more philosophy. I've read almost nothing at the moment. Yeah, I think philosophy is good for the soul. You gotta read a lot. All right, so this is a wild position. Yeah, I think I know. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. This is gonna be a very good analysis. Get your construction hats on, boys. We're going to the what do the guys go to? The site, I guess. They go to the construction site. Let me know in the comments. How can I make that a better pun? I like that idea. I like get your hard hats on, boys. We're going to the construction site. Okay, we'll use that from now on. All right, so this was all fine. Yeah, definitely c6 is very it's very harmless. Like computer is saying it's equal, but that's just because the computer hates the bird from the start. And we already talked about this, guys. Don't worry about that. Like no one is going to play like the computer. You could definitely, if you want to, play g3 in this position. It says minus 0.12 here, but that's actually very generous for like a normal Leningrad position. Like normally, the reason I actually chose not to even cover the Leningrad version of the bird, is this position. I hate this position. This is computer's only saying this is minus 0.17. I I literally it seems like chess.com's computer is my mortal nemesis because it just disagrees with every single thing I say. But pretty much, yeah, this is a terrible position for white. And not in terms of you're going to lose or anything like that, but just to get this out of the opening, this is not going to be fun. If you play knight c3, they'll just play b4. And that's the problem. Because in the Leningrad, your knight does not want to go to d2. Your knight needs to figure out a way to come out to c3 or a3. But with this b pawn here, how are you going to do it? It's not like white is losing or anything, but the reason this was one of the main reasons I just chose not to cover this for the bird course. Um, if white wants to really get equality and have good chances of fighting for an equal game, he's probably going to have to head for end games with e4. And black is just going to be able to trade queens. And yeah, we like it's supposed to be a fighting repertoire. I'm not going to be recommending that, people are playing in online games for end games. All right, so anyway, let's get back to it. So here all this happens. This is all good. G4, okay, good. I was actually worried about that because Naroditsky, I got roasted like a pig by Naroditsky. Got completely destroyed. That was a very embarrassing game, honestly. I brought massive dishonor on the bird. Okay, anyway, so knight e4, we play h4 here. And I really want to bring your attention, guys, to this. It's a really key difference. This is what I didn't appreciate against Naroditsky. Naroditsky had a pawn on e5, and he was ready to break open the center immediately. In these positions, if they play e5, you have time to take. You're going to be doing fine. They can't really play e5 even. Computer is pointing out that we have even something better. d3, maybe d3 is slightly better, but even f takes, like this is good. You're going to hold on to this pawn here. All right, so h4, rook g8. Rook g8 is a bizarre move, honestly. I don't understand that at all. That makes me a little suspicious. Gets my Vlad master senses tingling. That computer likes Rook G8 a lot. I don't know. It seems very dubious that he played this, especially because he didn't end up developing the bishop. He ended up bringing the queen out. But whatever. I gotta stop worrying about chess.com and if people are cheating. So here, King E2 is a mistake. What are you talking about in chess.com? Chess.com wanted me to play C3. That's ridiculous. All right, maybe C3 was technically better. What is the idea here? We're going to play knight. Okay, actually, that makes perfect sense. We're going to play d4 and bishop d3, and we can just castle queenside long term. We're going to have a decent stone wall. Normally, you're not supposed to get your bishop to b2 and your pawn to c3 in the stone wall, but there's something really key here, which is that their bishop is blocked. They cannot trade their bishop here. This is extremely nuanced, though. Like, even I think I'm a GM, I did not notice this at all during the game, and probably I would need to be playing like a long game to really appreciate this. Yeah, the knight can't go back anywhere else, right? If it goes to f6, we're just going to play g5 and trap it. So yeah, it has to go in the way and block, and so because of that, you can get away with this slightly incorrect stonewall. Normally, you should not. I really do want to emphasize, normally you should not be getting this type of stonewall. Like where was the computer recommending it? It stopped mentioning d4 outright. Like apparently now it's just turned into some type of Chernobyl porcupine. Bizarre. This is a bizarre structure, but notice actually, in general, you want your pawns to be sort of like a continuous function. Normally, you don't want your pawns like in a straight line like this. That's a sign that you're going to have a lot of weaknesses. But yeah, computer says this is good. I'm inclined to agree with it. These lines are pretty bonkers from here, so I don't really understand it. But something that's really key is that when you have the bishop pair, you do not want to concede their knights any good squares. And notice that in this type of position here, we actually have a fantastic apparatus. Our pawns are covering all of these squares, so their knights have nowhere to aim for. So that does make sense, actually. All right. So anyway, I played King E2, got a little frisky. Plays Knight D6, I play A3. I thought A3 was okay. Dude played Knight B5. Yeah, I didn't understand that. I played C4. Yeah, Knight B5 was a mistake. He should castle queenside. He should just get ready for the mayhem. Computers saying this is better for black, I don't believe that. I think it should just be equal. It's going to be bonkers, but at the end of the day, I haven't really conceded any weaknesses. The king is an issue on e2, though. That's like the really big thing, is that like if he just plays for e5 quickly, he might be able to play for an advantage, but I don't know. I guess I learned my lesson, though. After queen a5, I have to play c3. Next time I'll try to remember that. So c4 takes. I was supposed to dig with a d pawn. Weird. Is it to play b4? Yeah, it's to play b4 soon. The computer likes me playing b4 in a lot of these variations. Knight d2 first. Who knows they castle queenside? We're going to play something like b4 or e4. Yeah. Yeah, this is very counterintuitive, right? Because generally you wouldn't want to open the d file that's right next to your king. But here these knights are just extremely badly placed. Like, we could play e4. They can't play knight c5 because of b4. They have nothing to do, actually. I guess we're just going to play e5 and bottle their knight out. The computer's saying f5. Takes, e5. This is honestly looking extremely frisky. I would be very worried about playing this type of position, especially after my game against Naroditsky. But here, apparently, what black has nothing to do in this position. And long term, we're up a pawn here. We have the bishop here. We also have two really, really strong passers. I mean, this one is sort of getting guarded by the g pawn, but the e pawn is going to be completely passed. Yeah, if we can just stabilize, we should be winning. So actually, that makes sense that we would be better here. We're going to play bishop h3 and rook d1 and just start trading. Computer's pointing out black can even win a pawn here, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to throw in a check, play rook d1. Yeah, white is much better here. Because too many pieces are getting traded now. There are a lot of things hanging for black, so he's going to have to start trading and simplifying to an endgame when the bishops are going to matter a lot. All right, let's keep going. So knight c7, I played knight d2 here. This was all fine, rook b1. Okay, what was I supposed to do here? I was supposed to play knight e4. Interesting. Thematically speaking, you want to play f5 here to keep the center closed. So I was just playing purely based on thematics. But yeah, as the computer's going to point out, there was a problem with this. Knight e4. Oh, how did I miss that? That's so silly. Yeah, his bishop is hanging here. I just assumed that he could take here, and I just didn't want to go for this. I missed that his bishop was hanging. Yeah, if he has to play bishop e7, then we play f5. Computer saying f takes e5 also works. That's bananas. No, tactically speaking, that works. You have a check here. You're winning on the spot. Okay. All right, so I guess just tactically speaking, I made a few mistakes. But even f5 here, you should be doing well, though. This is definitely an improved version because we've gotten them to waste the move. I definitely shouldn't have missed this, because even this position, this is a clear improvement over the other. So f5, knight c5, knight e4. Knight e4 is a mistake. Apparently I have to... Yeah, I got to swallow my pride and just play rook hd1. This is going to get frisky, though. Look at this. Takes, takes. Does he have anything here? He could throw in a check. And then take? Bizarre stuff. What's computer saying? Computer saying knight b3. Okay, that makes sense. Knight b3, and you're going to take with the rook. You're not going to have to walk your king into the line of fire. All right, so I played knight e4, and yeah, he played knight a4, which is a huge mistake. I pointed this out during the game. He should take. Computer's pointing something else out as well. Apparently f6 is also good, but thematically he should take and then immediately drill the knight over to c5 to undermine my control of these squares. I was really worried about that position. I was actually going to play f6. That's interesting. The computer says f6 is the best because I'm clearing space on this diagonal. And, you know, in this type of position, what do we have that black doesn't? We have the light squared bishop, so we should be making sure to keep an eye on just completely dominating the light squares. Like if they take here, we could throw in a check. They get their king out, and now our queen is more out of the way of the knight c5. Funny business. Oh, bishop takes c6. Look at that, because we got the X right here. So yeah, they would have to instead play king c7, and what would be the plan here? I could take on f6, but I'd much rather play d4 to keep their knight dominated. Not let their knight get into c5 here. Because we have the pin, he can't take and open up the board. This is really banana stuff, though, so yeah. Just be careful. All right, so knight a4, bishop a1. Apparently that's a miss. I was thinking of playing f6, but I didn't want to, what did I not want to do? I talked myself out of it because I thought he had knight e6. Oh no, sorry, this is the computer saying f6 was best for black last move. Bishop a1. Rook hc1 is best. All right, I'm not sure I believe that. Yeah, the computer's saying rook hc1 is best, but then the evaluations it was giving for both of them was almost identical. I don't believe that. I think there's something wrong with the chess.com engines. So bishop a1, bishop takes a3. Yeah, bro's getting too greedy in the Cabbage Patch. He should be worried about just opening up the board. But how should he even be doing it? Yeah, he has to just retrace his footsteps. He has to play knight c5, knight a6, and just try to undermine me on the d3 and e4 squares. Notice that's the really nice thing about this knight on e4, right? He can't push pretty much any pawns. If he pushes g6, I play f6. If he pushes f6, well, where's that going? Meanwhile, these pawns on the queen side have nothing to do as well. If he pushes either of these, he's going to weaken the light squares. And the a-pawn can't do anything. All right, so he takes. I play rook b3, knight c5, bishop c3. Apparently this is just a blunderfest. I thought bishop c3 was good. Apparently I'm supposed to take, and then... Okay, actually that does make sense. On a theoretical basis, we want to make sure that he's as far away from getting a knight to c5 as possible, and if we trade here, then he's actually going to be much slower, because this bishop is going to be in the way. Bishop c3. I don't think this is the end of the world, though. Queen a4. This is what I was thinking. I thought I could get this position and play rook b1, and I should be doing well. Oh, he has e4 again. Okay, he has this trick. Yeah. No, yeah, I completely missed this. Because he has this trick, we're going to have to play something really incorrectly. We're going to have to put like a bishop on e5 or something like this. Yeah, this is just bananas. Like, even this position, anyone could win this. This is just wild. Computer saying rook takes e5. This is a mess. This is a full mess. This actually looks terrible for white, but I think you can cash out this way. Yeah, you can cash out this way and you're... This is bizarre. So both of these moves lead to slightly better positions for black. It's not the end of the world, but it's slightly better for black. All right. So man plays queen a6, and then this is just the end of the game. We just take, we trap the queen. Now even if he goes for this, the queen is trapped. And that's it. It's over. It's time to go.
FTV Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!